Thanks for sticking with me last tribal. No problem. We have your back, don't worry about it. So, since we still got the majority, I think we should discuss who we want to vote out next, but we've got to keep our voices down because they're right over there. Well, I think Sue. Why Sue? Because I think she started that alliance, and I think she is probably the bigger threat out of the two. And Paul is a flipper, so I think we could use that to our advantage if things go south at the merge, Okay, I'm cool with that. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down for that as well. So, last night's trouble went my way again. Well, not fully. I wanted Paul to go home, but I had to flip the vote to Angie to control my threat level. But I was scared to see how many votes came up for me. But once I knew the third vote coming up, when I saw the third vote come up for Angie, I knew I was fine because Chase and Carol were always going to work together. So at the moment, I'm going to continue to control my threat level, and I'm going to go along with the Sue plan. Hey guys, can we talk? About what? Well, I feel like I don't know you very well, so I think it would be smart for us to just, get together a little bit more, I'm down for that. Sure. My strategy to move forward in this game is to make sure my name is out of people's mouths if we go to tribal. So to do that, I need to build very good connections with basically everyone. Not saying like I'm already working with Chase and Carol, but I just need to get better connections with them. We've got good connections with Natalie, and hopefully better connections with Paul and Sue, so they don't want to vote me out because I guess you could say my strategy is just anyone but me at the moment, so I'm good with that, and it starts now. So Owen wants to socialise all of a sudden with me and Carol, and I'm all for that because I'm trying to find a way at the moment to figure out a way that makes me not try and work with Natalie because I think she's a big threat, and if we can pull Owen more onto our side and try and get rid of her, and which probably would give us the majority because Sue and Paul would try and vote for, I don't know, one of us or maybe even Natalie, and then Natalie would try and vote for Sue, so we'd just have the majority of 3 versus 2 versus 1, so honestly bringing Owen onto our side might be smart. No, this is not good. No, what do we do? Well, they obviously didn't want to vote out Natalie, so do we try and get Chase and Carol to vote out Owen? Well, I suppose we just gotta do anything, really, to stay in the game. Yeah, suppose you're right. Well, probably my most closest ally in the game is now gone, and all I've got is Paul, and that's not a very good thing, but me and Paul are planning to try and get the vote on Owen because obviously Chase and Carol want to keep Natalie around, and if we can get them to vote out Owen, which would be good for us. But my plan B is to throw Paul under the bus, and I don't want to do that, but I want to stay in the game, and if me staying in the game means I have to throw Paul under the bus, then I'm going to have to do that. Hey guys. Hey Sue and Paul. Sorry for not voting with you guys last night. Yeah, it's fine. It's just part of the game. Anyway, we're kind of wondering if you guys would still consider working with us to vote out Owen. Why Owen? Oh, we just thought that you guys are really close with Natalie, and we presume that's why you voted with her. And we just think Owen's very strong and just a massive social threat going to go deep in the game. That's true. I really hope they flip, because I'm not in a good place at the moment, and if we are to lose again, then I could be going home. Hopefully that's not the case, but this is me and Sue's one shot. If we can't pull this off, then one of us are going home next. Once again, me and Chase are in the hot seat, and if we are to lose, we have to make another decision. I'm still willing to work with Natalie, but I know Chase wants to keep his options open, so yeah. It looks like we're under pressure again if we are to lose. So what did you think of that? Well, I'm not opposed to it, but I mean, we don't really need to work with them. Why's that? Well, we have Owen on our side. He had a good conversation with us earlier today, so I think what we really need is Owen, and the 3 of us could go a long way. So, because Natalie's going to vote for Sue, and those 2 are going to vote for Owen, and all we need is Owen for a majority. Exactly. So, it seems like I hold all the power at the moment, which is where I want to be. Natalie's held the power in the last 2 votes, and I don't like that. So I want myself to have power, and hopefully in the end they give me $1 million and not Carol, 'cause that's what I'm planning to take to the final 2 with me. But you know, at the moment we're now 10 days into the game, so I'm still 29 days short. So the question is, how do I get there from here? Hey guys. Hey Daryl. So we still good with voting out Katie? Yep, sure. I mean, like, I still want to vote out Ken, but if that's the best option for us, I'm fine with it. Cool. I seem to be in a good position. I have a majority alliance that I'm on top of, basically, who I say goes. So that's a very good place for me to be in. I've also got good connections with Grace, so if things do go south, I can jump on her side, and work with Ken and Katie to get rid of somebody on my original alliance. So at the moment, I'm in a very comfortable position. So I trust you the most. Yeah, what do you want to do? I don't really want to do anything. I'm just kind of nervous. About what? Well, when you came back from Exile Island on day 7, I was kind of I thought maybe you might be lying about what happened there, so I just need to know, like, were you lying? Well, yeah, I was. Do you want me to tell you what really happened? Yes. So you get there, there's a treasure chest, you open it up, and inside there's a note, and it says this is a clue to the hidden immunity idol, and it gave you a clue. It was very vague, and I didn't understand the clue very much, couldn't find it. The idol, I don't know what it is, but since it said it was a hidden immunity idol, I presume it was immunity. That's interesting. So you didn't find it? Yes. You're positive? Yes. Why would I lie? You're like my #1 ally at the moment. Okay. So, Alicia is getting a little bit, like, you know, dodgy in a way. I mean, it's like I don't think she trusts me very much, so I told her the truth about Exile Island, because that's what she was concerned about, and I said I didn't have it, and the idol, which is true, and hopefully she believes it. So, Chris told me that he lied the first time about Exile Island, which was expected. I thought he did anyway. But then I asked him if he found the idol thingy that he told me about, and he said, no, he didn't. But if he was willing to lie the first time, there was probably a chance he was lying the second time, so I don't trust him. I know he's my #1 ally, but I don't trust him. And if I don't trust him, I think he's going to have to go home next. And, you know, that's what I'm going to try and pull off. I want Chris to go home because I think he's lying to me, and I don't like lies very much. Hey, kid. Hey, Alicia. What do you want? Well, like, I've kind of come to a decision that I don't trust Chris. So what, you're going to flip? Yeah, well, I know you've got, like, Katie and Grace on your side, and if I join, that's a 4-person majority. We get rid of Chris. Okay, I'm down for that. I'm sorry, what was that all about? You want to vote out your ally, Alicia? Well, I'm sorry. I have little to no understanding about Alicia's strategic game, and I have no idea who she really is, except for the fact that she's a volunteer for some thing I don't really know, because she hasn't talked to me at all. I've got connections with everybody else on this damn island, except for the other tribe and her. And honestly, I don't trust her. I think she's trying to pull a fast one on me. And if she says I'm voting out Chris because I don't trust him, well then I'm trying to get rid of Alicia because I don't trust her. I'm thinking, like, at the merge, will it be smarter for, like, the 2 of us to, like, work with like Daryl, Dan, Chris, and Alicia instead of Ken? Well, that's if we make it to the merge. Well, I'm pretty sure if we are to lose, I think Ken's going no matter what. Well, I could go, you know, who knows? I think they trust you more than me. True, but, like, if you aren't to go, do you think we should side with them at the merge? I mean, they'd probably side with you. I don't think they'd trust me, but if they trust me, they'll probably side with you, right? Yeah, maybe. Hey girls, we need to have a conversation. Okay, sure. So, Alicia just came up to me and told me that she doesn't trust Chris and wants to vote Chris out. Well, that's good, then we have a majority. Yeah, well, that's what I thought initially, but I don't know really who Alicia is. She might be trying to pull a fast one on me and stuff like that. She knows I threw her name out there at the Courtney vote because I had to. I don't 100% trust her, and I don't think she trusts me fully, so if she's voting out Chris because she doesn't trust him, then I think we should vote out Alicia because I don't trust her. I mean, like, I don't see, like, the negatives behind it. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, I mean, makes sense. And also, it's like, she's starting to play a bit dangerous, you know? Yeah, cool. Okay, I'm fine with that. Yeah, sure, I'm good for that. Cool. So, looks like this game's really heating up. Ken wants Alicia up. I get it. Alicia's untrustworthy. We have really no connections with Alicia. So, like, at the point of trying to get rid of her, and she's starting to play dangerously. All I'm concerned about is Grace. I know Grace knows that Alicia's with Daryl, and so that could be bad. That might make her not want to work with us. So my job, if we are to lose, is to try and keep Grace on board with this decision. Otherwise, we're kind of screwed. Are you ready to get to your 4th immunity challenge? Yep. Okay, first things first, Silento getting your first look at the new Tulutu tribe. Angie voted out at last night's tribal council. For today's challenge, all 6 members of the tribe will race out to get over a wall. After they do that, they will then bring a treasure chest back over the wall. After they do that, they will then unlock it and they will find a ball inside the treasure chest. Then one member of the tribe will proceed to throw that ball into one of the baskets. First tribe to get their ball in the basket wins immunity, saved from the vote. Losers, tribal council, where somebody will be the 4th person voted out. Winners, in addition, you will send one member of the losing tribe to exile the island. They will not return for tribal council. Okay, Silento, you've got 1 extra member sending somebody out. Who's it gonna be? Silento have decided to set out Alicia. Everyone else is competing. Survivors ready? Go! All members of all the tribes are racing out. Everyone seems to be very close together and it looks neck and neck. Daryl seems to be helping Grace over the wall. Owen seems to be doing the same thing with Carol. Paul is just leaping over. Looks like Tulutu have a tiny lead. Daryl is now helping Katie across. Grace and Chris are across. Carol and Paul are across for Tulutu. Chase is now getting over. Both tribes are neck and neck all of a sudden. Daryl looks exhausted. He's just lifted 2 members of his tribe over. Meanwhile, Ken and Sue are making their way over the wall. Dan is making his way over the top. Natalie looking to help Owen. Natalie drops Owen, but makes her way over the wall. Both men have run all the way back, looking to get a run up over the wall. Both men really quickly getting over the wall. Both tribes get their last member over the wall at the same time. Now they've got to work on the treasure chest. Both tribes are now adopting very similar strategies. Both tribes get their treasure chest over pretty easily. This was meant to be the hardest part of the challenge, but both tribes seem to manage very well. Now both tribes trying to get over the wall as quickly as they possibly can. Carol and Paul get over for Tulutu. And Chris and Grace get over for Silento. Now Daryl again trying to get Katie over the wall. He's working really hard on this challenge. Chase getting over the wall very easily by himself. Chase gets over the wall. So does Katie, Sue, and Ken now trying to get over the wall. Daryl has to sit down. He's really exhausted. He's worked really hard on this challenge. Now Owen and Daryl starting to get over the wall, and they're doing it really quickly again. Both men now have their ball and are going to throw it. Whoever sinks it first wins immunity for his tribe. Daryl misses. Wasn't really massive throw, but because he's exhausted. But Owen gets it in on his first try, meaning Tulutu wins immunity and is safe from the vote, sending Silento to tribal council. Are you alright, Daryl? Yeah, I need some water. Hey, Jeff. Yeah? I think Daryl's kind of got some heat stroke here. Oh, quick, can we get a medical to check him out real quick? Yeah, just drink that, please, Daryl. Yeah, don't worry about it, I can do it. So, Dr. Mike, what seems to be the situation here? Oh, it's nothing too serious. He has heat stroke. He pushed too hard in that challenge. So he's just gonna have to drink some water. Try and stay out of the sun a little bit, please. Yeah. Drink as much water as you can. He's lost a lot of fluid. But otherwise he should be fine. So we're not gonna evacuate him. No, I don't think there's really any need to. He's just gotta be careful. I will check up on him tomorrow and see how he feels. Cool. I'm still in this game, guys. Yeah, that's good. So we're just gonna let Daryl just sit there, drink some water. So congratulations to Lutu on winning immunity. You guys are safe from tonight's tribal. And in addition, you could select one member of Salentu to send to Exile Island. Who have you picked? We're gonna select Grace. Alright, Grace, come over here, boat will pick you up. So winning immunity is a good feeling. It gives me an extra 3 days to work on my social game. So yeah, definitely a good thing to happen. So this is Exile Island. I'm hidden under something commonly used to help you survive in Survivor. What? Actually could be underneath the treasure chest. I feel bad for Alicia. She was telling the truth. Chris is being a bit of a snake. He lied about what Exile Island was about, and now she might get voted out for it. I don't think she would, but who knows? I could return tomorrow and find out that she isn't there because Ken voted her, got his way and voted her out. But at the moment, I need to focus on this idol thingy. I don't know if anyone's found it yet. I'm the 4th person to come here, so I think I might check underneath the treasure chest. No. Doesn't seem to be anything underneath this. Maybe was there something like underneath the lid of the treasure chest that I missed? No. Nothing underneath here. Part of me says is that it's just gotta be just part of this treasure chest. I mean, like, why have a treasure chest if you weren't gonna have any treasure in it? I know it has the clue in it, but like, that just kind of defeats the purpose of having a treasure chest to begin with. So, and the other part of me is like, it's not hidden there, just go and look underneath a tree or something, but I can't help but think people have already done that. So, I don't know where to look, to be honest. Yeah, well, that's unfortunate. You guys don't mind if I just lay here? Yeah, we're fine with it. We don't need you being a med back. Cool. So anyway, with Grace gone, that side doesn't really stand a chance. Yeah, so Katie it is. Guys, I think this is just the perfect opportunity to take out Ken. I disagree. I think Ken is a very good factor in challenges, and I think we can trust him more. Yeah, no, I'm good with going with Katie. Fine, I'll go Katie, but next time it's Ken. Yeah, definitely. Cool, alright. Katie it is. I don't know why people can't figure out that Ken is the biggest threat and has to go now, but my alliance wants Katie gone, and so I don't want to make my alliance angry, so I'm just going to go along with it. Hey, Dad. Hey, Alicia. What are we doing? Well, since Grace is gone, I kind of have to bring you into this idea. We should get rid of Chris. Okay. What? Why? He's a snake, he's devious, he's lying about Exile Island, and I just think I don't want to work with that. Like, what proof do you have that he's lying? He literally told me something different about Exile than he told everybody else. Chris has to go tonight. Okay. Okay, cool. Fine. I'm down for that. Well, that was something else. Yeah, we don't trust that. Yeah, we have, like, really no idea about, like, her gameplay at all. She hasn't really talked to us. Well, like, I trust Chris more than her, so I'm specifically down to voting her out. I'm glad that, Dan agrees with the plan to get rid of Alicia. So all we now need to do is get Chris on board and BAM! Alicia goes home. And a pretty simple vote at that. This vote could not be more worse. I have one option, which is to just vote out Katie, which I'm wanting to do. But the problem with that is that if I do that, the votes get tied. On the other hand, I could work with the two people I intended voting out and vote out Alicia, who I kind of trust. And the other thing is that if I do that, the votes could, we have a majority, but I don't want to be left out of the loop, and I don't want Chris and Daryl to hate me for flipping on them. So the best option is to get Chris on board. But here's the problem. Chris and Alicia are tight, and I don't think Chris would believe me over Alicia. And Daryl, well, I think me and him have kind of got a little bit of a rivalry. It's not like a hate-you rivalry. It's kind of like a rivalry over who's controlling the game. So I don't really want to bring him into this in case he thinks he's got too much power. Hey, man. Hey, Dan, what do you want? It's Alicia. What about her? She's gunning for you, man. Really? No, I don't believe that. I really trust Alicia. Yeah, so do I. But she is gunning for you. She thinks you're a snake and a dangerous player. So, what do we do? Well, Ken and Katie are wanting to vote her out, and I think part of me says we should do it. Part of me says we should just keep work with Daryl and try and convince Alicia to just vote out Katie. Yeah, but what if Katie doesn't do it? Then it's a tied vote. Yeah, that's a problem as well. We could try and get Daryl on board and voting her out, and then she might go home 5-1 instead, or we could just get, Ken to try and vote out Katie. That's never going to happen. So, do we tell Daryl about this? I mean, not really, because I think Daryl's already a dangerous player, and I don't want to give him more power. Okay. So, I'm nervous. I don't know what to do. I trust Alicia. I trust Dan. And there's so many things that could happen tonight. We could just go with Katie, and then the votes get tied. We could try and get Alicia to just forget about trying to get rid of me and vote out Katie, which would be a risk in itself, because the votes could still get tied. We could try and work with Ken and Katie, even though we don't 100% trust them. We could try and bring Daryl in, but Daryl is a big threat, and we don't want to give him too much power. I mean, in the end, it's either going to be Alicia, Katie, or me tonight, so we just don't know what's the best route to take. Hey, Alicia. Yeah, Dan? It's not smart to get with Chris. Why? He's in our alliance. Let's just stick with Katie. I mean, if I do flip, would you come with me? Well, yeah, probably, because then I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I don't want to go down to rocks. Okay, well, I'm going to stick off with my vote on Chris. Please don't do it. It's not smart. No, seems smart to me. Trust me. Chris is your ally. Ken and Katie are not your allies. Well, that's a different way of looking at it. I don't know what I'm going to do tonight. Do I go with my ally, which could be strategic? Do I go against my ally, which could be strategic? Well, I guess I just got to go with the decision that best suits me in this game and helps me move forward better. So, now that I think about it, me and Chris have the majority to take out Katie, which would be smart, but it gives Daryl too much power, and I want power for myself. So it might be smarter for me and Chris to vote out Alicia. But is it smart for me to turn on my ally? I actually really don't know what I'm going to do tonight. Welcome, Salintu, to Tribal Council. Daryl, let me just ask you, did you think you're a liability after today's challenge? I mean, yeah, I took a tumble, but I think overall, it'd be pretty dumb for this tribe to vote me out. I think I am the strongest. Katie, do you agree with that statement? I mean, yeah, Jeff, he is our strongest member. And yeah, I think it would be dumb to just vote him out. So, out of all the people here, I think Daryl's completely safe. Ken, does that worry you, knowing that your chances of going home increases by no one wanting to vote Daryl out? I mean, kind of, but like this is no different to a Final Six scenario where Daryl has immunity and then all of us are vulnerable. So do you think you're going to go home tonight? No. Alicia, do you think Ken deserves his confidence? I mean, you're going to come into Tribal Council confident, but also kind of ready to go home, because if you're not ready to go home and you do go home, you're just going to feel like a complete, like, dumbass, you know? So, Dan, what do you think is going to happen tonight? Blindside. Really? Well, yeah, we're going to expect a blindside, and I mean, like, blindside's entertaining, so that's what I hope happens tonight. Alright, with that it is time to vote. Dan, you'll start us off. The opportunity to take you out tonight is just too glorious not to miss. Alicia, you're too dangerous for me to feel comfortable in the game, so you need to go home. I'll tally the votes. The person with the most votes must leave the Tribal Council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Alicia. Second vote, Katie. It's 1 vote Alicia, 1 vote Katie. Third vote, Chris. We are tied. 1 vote Katie, 1 vote Alicia, 1 vote Chris. Fourth vote, Alicia. That's 2 votes Alicia, 1 vote Katie, 1 vote Chris, 2 votes left. The fifth vote, and the fourth person voted off of Survivor Bermuda. Alicia. Alicia, that's 3, that's enough. No need to read the last vote. Come bring me your torch. I'll need a very good explanation from you, Chris. Well, it wasn't just me. Dan helped. Yeah, and Dan as well. Alicia, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go. Well, even though tonight's vote seemed pretty straightforward on paper, it still will leave a lasting impact. How will this impact affect the game? Only time will tell. Grab your torches and back to camp. Good night. Well, I tried to make something happen this round and it didn't work out. I ended up going home 4th and a little bit disappointed. It probably wasn't the right time to go after Dan. I should have just stuck with my alliance and voted out Katie, and maybe if I had done that, I would have still been here. It was a dumb move on my part. Well, kind of dumb, it was bad timing, I guess. That was the problem. But yeah, I still had fun out here, I guess. Survivor has definitely been a fun experience. I hoped that the people I had good relationships with become friends of mine later in the future.